Hey everybody, my name is James and this is West Tennessee Living. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. I want to give a quick disclaimer here before we even get started. At the time of recording this video, wasn't really sure what I wanted to call it, but I'm just going to describe to you what I want to get across here. That way, if this isn't what you're looking for, you don't waste a whole lot of time. I basically want to do a pros and cons of driving a big truck versus a little truck. When I say big truck, I'm talking about 2013 Ram 3500 dual wheel flatbed double cab diesel, big fire breathing beast. The 6.7 Cummins in it. Beautiful truck. I love it. What I want to do is I want to talk about the pros and cons between having a big truck like that or a little truck. I'm coming to you from the cab of my 1998 Dodge Dakota. Single cab, long wheelbase. Absolutely love my little truck. Kind of the springboard of this video, I posted on a fan page a few days ago this meme. I'll put it on the screen here. If you want to read it, you can look at it later. But I posted that meme on the Facebook page, which I want to put a little plug in for fan pages, by the way. If you get on Facebook, there's a fan page for just about everything. And I'm on a Dodge Dakota fan page. It is such a great resource. There's a lot of friendly people on there. Yeah, you have some people that want to be ignorant and want to act like they know everything, but most of the people on there are really kind. I've asked all kinds of questions about my truck, what to do about fixes and little problems and stuff. And generally everybody on there really wants to help. And there's a neat little subculture with these little trucks. So anyways, I posted that meme on the Facebook page and I had a variety of comments, like everything else. Most of the people on there I don't think had any idea what I was talking about. Most of the people that have these really big fancy trucks, they don't do truck stuff with them. They have it because they really like it, and then they pretend like they really need it. Not everybody's like that. I'm not trying to turn anybody off here by saying this. I just want to talk about the difference between the little truck versus the big truck and why I do it. For my business, I actually operate 3 trucks. I've got a dump truck, I've got my flatbed Ram, and then I have my little white truck. You can watch my video about the dump truck, some other time if you want. I wrote some numbers down, and now, if you're the guy who's going to question every single number I put out here and say, oh, it don't cost that much, it don't cost this, it don't cost that, and then try to get on and comment about how I don't know anything, this video is not for you. So you can end it right here and go watch something else. I'm not going to argue with you. The good book says not to answer a fool according to his folly. So, all that being said, I wrote some numbers down here about what it cost me to operate both my trucks and the money I saved. And when I put my numbers together on this, it blew my mind. This is for the guy who's trying to figure out if it's worth it to have a secondary vehicle in his business, pros and cons, what's it going to cost, all that good stuff. So these are fresh numbers for this year. I drove this little truck 12,000 miles this year. That might not be a lot to you. I have no idea. I live in a very rural area. I don't work more than 30 or 40 minutes from my house, so I don't do a whole lot of driving. The point is, every mile that I drove in this truck was an absolute necessity. Whether it was I drove it in this truck or my big truck, those 12,000 miles would have had to have been driven with something. So I drove 12,000 miles in this truck. It only cost me $2,332 in gas to drive this truck. If I would have driven the Ram, my big truck, those same miles would have cost me $4,909, so almost $5,000. That's just for 12,000 miles of travel. If you drive 20 or 30 or 40,000 miles a year, you can get by with not having to haul anything. I mean, just think about the savings right there. It would have cost me almost $3,000 more to do the same miles in my big truck as it did the little truck. So just in the first year, this truck has already paid for itself. I paid $2,200 for this truck. I bought it with 198,000 miles on it, so it was a high mileage, and it was a gamble. I'm not going to say it wasn't. I bought it from my favorite neighbor, Rick. But anyways, I only paid $2,200 for the truck. So just in the first year of driving, this truck has already saved me $3,000. I think that's remarkable. So I've actually had the little truck for 2 years. Back in November, I'm making this video in January of 2024. This past November, I've had the truck 2 years. So if you look at the savings over that right there, I've already saved $6,000, and that's just in fuel. I'm paying $2.50 or $2.60 a gallon for gas. But in our area, I'm still paying $4.15, $4.30 for diesel. Some of these numbers aren't going to necessarily add up to you because your price of fuel might be different. So just in fuel, for 1 year, I saved $3,000. But here's another aspect. Tires. I don't know what kind of tires you put on your trucks. I don't know how long you get out of them. I don't know those. I'm just telling you what happened for me and what I did. So I had the little truck for 2 years. It had a brand new set of tires on it when I got it. I just put a new set of tires on it, and it cost me $500 to do so. My big truck, just to get, and nothing fancy, nothing, gaudy or high dollar. It's going to cost me $2,000 to $2,500 to put tires on my big Ram, because they got to be 10-ply. A truck that heavy, you don't want to just really put highway tires on it. If you're only going to be on the highway, that's great. But I'm not. I'm in people's yards, driving through grass, driving through fields or whatever. I want some kind of an aggressive tread so I can get out of a mud hole if I have to. I paid $500 for 2 years of use in my little truck. So for me to get use out of big truck tires, I'd have to keep them at least 5 years. And even if you have a 100,000-mile tire, I just don't see tires lasting 5 years on something like that. Maybe that works for you. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm just telling you my reasoning. And then think about oil changes. I can put an oil change on this truck for about $50. If I put 4 or 5 oil changes on it, I'm looking at $200, $250 for a year's worth of oil changes. In my Ram, but to have my mechanic do it, you might do your own oil change. You probably save some money on it. So this might not apply to you. It cost me around $300 to $350 to do oil filters, oil changes, and fuel filters all at the same time. So it's a lot of money. So I saved a lot of money just in that right there. I do need 2 trucks. I use my little truck for basically everything. Throughout the year, I have to rent equipment. I rent man lifts and stuff. I've got a tractor. I do driveways and leveling and dirt hauling and all that other kind of stuff. So I do have to move my tractor around. Obviously, I can't haul my 50 horsepower cab front end loader with this little truck. I have to have something to pull it with. So I do have a 30-foot or a 25-foot gooseneck trailer that I use with my Ram to haul my tractor and haul material and stuff with. So it's not that my big truck sits. I still use it and I still need it. There's a need to have both. But instead of putting 12,000 plus the 3,000 or 4,000 miles I put on that truck in a year, I would be putting, instead of 12, I'd be putting 20 on that truck. So I'd be putting these miles and the additional miles on that truck. So those numbers would actually be higher if I was doing gas mileage and oil changes and wear and tear on the Ram. Is it nice? Yes. Does it look sweet? Yes. Will it haul 33,000 pounds like it's carrying a little red wagon? Yes. I love it. I love my truck, and I need that truck. I can't do without it in my business. But what I am saying is, if you don't need a big, heavy-duty diesel truck, you can be saving thousands and thousands. All you do is push a pencil. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, we need pencil pushers. You need accountants, you need doctors, you need all that stuff. But just think about the money you could be saving with a smaller vehicle. Not to mention something about daily wear and tear that I don't think we always take into account. My little truck, I get in it, I'm turning it off and on all throughout the day, pulling into a gas station, shut it off, pull in, shut off, pull in, shut off. There is a lot less pressure on components with the little truck than there is a big truck. A diesel, really, there's a lot of moving parts on a diesel, starters and stuff. So every year I drive this truck, that's 12,000 miles a year less I'm saving on my big truck. So my big truck, essentially, if I'm only putting 3,000 or 4,000 miles on it a year, that truck is literally going to last me forever. And with expensive as trucks are, with the way that they're getting, every mile that you save on that, every rotation of the key that you can save on that, the better. Going back and forth with them, the only con that I have seen with having 2 trucks. Yesterday, I used my big truck to take all my material, all my tools to the job. I brought it home last night. Now I'm taking my little truck out. Who knows what I left in the big truck? You get to the job to find out that half your tools or half your whatever, I'm all the time leaving my wallet in the wrong vehicle. So there is a little bit of a headache. But if you keep up with your stuff, it's not that big a deal. Obviously, the little truck won't haul what the big truck does. So, if you have a need to haul heavy stuff, It's not a replacement. But what I am saying is, I do think it's cheaper, and you do save money with operating both. I know you have to pay for yearly tags, yearly insurance, but if you just look at the fuel cost, I mean, $3,000 a year. I don't spend $3,000 a year in tags and insurance, and even if you have the oil changes and tires and everything else, I just don't see how you can lose with that. So those are my pros and cons. I hope some of this made sense to you. I don't know if it's a help to you or not. I'm not even sure what to call this video. I don't know what category it goes in. I posted that meme a few days ago, and I got a lot of different varieties of comments on it. So I wanted to make myself clear. Wanted to put that out there. I hope it's a help to you. My name's James. This is West Tennessee Living. If you get a chance, I'd appreciate if you like this video. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like these kind of videos, and share it with your friends. If you know somebody who's trying to weigh the cost of what it costs to drive a little truck versus a big truck, or to do both, it was a gamble for me, but I went ahead and took it. So appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.